Growing up, society taught you to follow the script by choosing a career path and climbing the ladder. But for many people, this promise falls flat. Work suffocates them and life becomes painful. Here, you're trapped in what I call the corporate cage. Fortunately, there's a way out. You can take control of your corporate job and unlock a life of freedom. I call this living uncaged. Hi, this is your host, Matt Doan. I'm a coach, creator, and entrepreneur. Uncaging people is my mission because it's been my exact life journey. This show provides you the stories, principles, and tactics to make it happen. Welcome to Uncage Yourself. Everything in life is a game. Our whole lives are just a series of games to be played. Think of it this way, like a chess grandmaster. You see the moves, you make the moves, you get results. Whether it's a relationship, a career, earning money, health, just a bunch of games to be played. So you've got a lot of them that you could play. And the challenge is picking the right ones. Many of us end up playing the wrong games, or we end up playing the games for just too long when we should be moving on to new ones. So I want to talk today about a different approach on playing games and eventually getting out of the game altogether and making your own. This is about unlocking more freedom in your life, the ability to control how you spend your time, the money you have, the people in your life, the purpose, the joy that you feel each and every day. We want to play the games out there so that we can create our own game, one of our own design that we really love. And before we dive in, if you're getting value from Uncage Yourself, and I hope you are, I'd really appreciate if you could jump on over very quickly right now to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and just leave a quick honest review. It really helps make sure that we get this show to the people that really need it to change their lives. Now, on to the episode. Play the game so you no longer have to play the game. There was a time recently I was driving with my oldest daughter in the car. We were talking about school. And she said, "Dad, why do grades matter so much?" Clearly, she was frustrated, annoyed. It's been getting to her. She's 14 at this point, rapidly growing, and she's quite gifted, especially academically. She has this track record where she's able to get straight A's and really just thrive in school, even in more accelerated honor programs. But the pains of this industrialized schooling environment that she's in right now are clearly getting to her. And I remember feeling the same way early on, especially in high school. I remember feeling this absolute disdain for school because in those early years of high school, all I cared about were two things, sports and girls. And when I was obsessed with those things, I didn't have time for academics. I didn't have any context for what it meant. College felt like something in the next chapter of my life. It felt like it was just going to happen. Just like I had graduated from one school to the next, I felt that college would just unfold. I didn't have a drive, an inner fire. I wasn't pushed in a way to say, you must have amazing grades or else. It wasn't the environment I was raised in, and that was fine to me. I didn't need my parents breathing down my neck. I didn't want that. I saw that what that was doing to other friends of mine, and I didn't want that. So I was just kind of chilling during high school, right? I was cruising by with a cool B average. Didn't really have anything to complain about. Well, fast forward to the latter parts of high school. I started seeing that my friends were getting college acceptance letters. They had all this excitement about their choices. I, in turn, only got into the local university, which was really sad for me. I felt really down about myself, and I felt this deep regret for not trying harder. How could I not have seen it that by getting good grades, especially early in high school, this unlocked my next chapter in life? That state of independence and freedom and fun that anyone going from high school to university really wants. Okay. So I was in panic mode. So I went all out. And during my senior year in high school, I really gave it my all. And I ended up getting straight A's during that senior year. I proved to myself that I was clearly capable of doing it. When I focused and put my mind to it, I could achieve all those marks that all of my friends had made. But the reality was, it was too little too late. While my friends were soaring and really having fun going off to college, I saw that I was staying. I was not going anywhere. Sure, I was at a good local university, but it wasn't what my dream was. I was jealous, regretful. And here's what came to mind. I hadn't learned to play the game. And at that time, getting good marks at school was the game. I had completely neglected it. Hey there, quick break from the show. I'd like you to head on over to uncagedworkshop.com. There you'll find a masterclass I built that I'm really proud of. You'll see how you can end corporate burnout, reclaim 30 to 50% of your time, and learn to be there for loved ones. This is my absolute life's mission, so I'm really proud to share this masterclass with you. Again, head on over to uncagedworkshop.com. All right, back to the show. So, I want to talk about the value of playing the game, whatever game that is. I just described the one of moving from high school to college, and the game of good grades is the one that you need to play. But there are hundreds, if not thousands of games that you'll have to play in life to get what you want. So let's talk about the value of playing the game, even if you hate the game. Now, there are games all around you. We just talked about the one of getting into a good school, but there's also the game of winning over your soulmate, or even finding that soulmate, earning a promotion at work, growing a presence on social media, or marketing a new side business that you've built. These are all games to be played, and all these games have learnable rules and expectations. And as exemplified by my bonehead approach to high school academics, there are foreseeable consequences in choosing to not play a given game. Listen, you don't have to like the game in front of you. You just have to be aware if it's a game worth playing. And I'm not talking about years-long marathons where you take a decade to play a game. I'm talking about short sprints. Maybe it's 3 months, 6 months, or a year to get an outcome in your life that you really want. For example, in the corporate world, think about the short-term game of getting a specific promotion to the next level, rather than a decades-long corporate career path. Very different games. One has a short-term burst that you need to go through, play that game, learn how to play it, get the outcome, and that unlocks the next level. And then you have options, more opportunities, different pathways. But staying on a long-term path in corporate for decades is more than a game, it's a lifetime. And that's not what we're talking about here. So I just don't want you to get caught in this hamster wheel of playing the same game forever. So you've got to ask yourself this bottom line question. Will winning this short-term game open exciting long-term opportunities? So if you win a short-term game, say going back to that corporate promotion, getting one level up from where you are right now, that might unlock money, a reputation, skills, professional opportunities, right? Those are valuable things that you didn't have prior to that promotion. And you've got to ask yourself, is this a game worth playing? So if it is, if you can get that unlock and get those features in your life, like more money or reputation, that might be a game worth playing. But just realize it's a short sprint. It's a short-term game. I don't want you to think about the long-term game. That's a massive commitment that's not worth deciding upon. Frankly, focus more on the short-term sprints that really need your focus, okay? So why do we play all these games? Over time, here's what I want you to know. We play a given game so you can leave the game. Playing games is all about leveling up in life, creating more freedom to be and do what you want. You want to play someone else's game only as long as you have to. Because if you play it for too long, it's going to feel wrong inside. It's going to feel grading, it's going to bother you because it's not unique to you. You did not design it. And remember this, I heard a great quote a few years back. Someone else's plan A is inevitably your plan B. And you know what that feels like when you're stuck doing something, whether you're in a school system or a job or a relationship or some other sort of obligation that really does not align with who you are, what you value, and what interests you. It hurts. It gnaws at you. That's painful, and you can't live with that. You owe it to your future self to make sure you get out of that game as fast as you can. So we only want to play games as long as we have to. And from there, you graduate and create your own game. I love what Picasso said. He said, learn the rules like a pro so you can break them like an artist. That's the point. You have to know the game in front of you, the game to be played, and make sure that you can move your way through it and get what you want, and then move on to the next game. Eventually, you're creating one of your own that feels completely authentic to you, and that is your life. So here are 4 steps to playing and graduating from short-term games. This is the framework that I want to leave you with. Okay? Number 1, understand which game you need to play right now. Fixate on one primary game at a time. You've got finite time and energy, so clarify which game you need to surge on. If it's income, surge on that promotion or that job search. If it's personal health, obsess over some form of self-care like exercise or nutrition or meditation. Secondly, learn the rules and how to win. I love the quote from Marie Forleo. It's actually the name of her book. Everything is figure-outable. You can come to a view on how to win in any situation. You can learn it. You can implement it, and you can succeed. I don't care what your challenge is, what game you're playing. Others have successfully walked in your path before you. So discover what made them successful, and then commit to playing the game with similar intensity and strategy. And set your bar for what constitutes winning. You got to know when to stop. You just can't keep playing the game endlessly. If earning the promotion is winning, set that as your bar. Reach it and then reevaluate. If getting to a certain level of health, like a certain weight or body composition, is winning, get there and then reevaluate. Don't go obsessive and keep playing blindly for years to come. Know what winning means to you. Know when enough is enough so you can stop when you've achieved your mark in playing that game. Thirdly, play the game in a detached manner. We talk about this all the time in Living the Uncaged Life. You don't need to like school or like the corporate promotion path out there, or even like the idea of going to the gym and doing strength training. But give yourself permission to emotionally detach from whatever game you need to play. You need to go do the work in an efficient manner, right? We want to make sure that we're doing the most that we can for the least amount of time, but stay emotionally fixated on your dream, not the game you're playing. So detach emotionally from the game you're playing so it's not affecting you and keeping you stressed and anxious, but do the work. And instead put your emotion towards what excites you, your dream, the life you want, all those rich features that excite you, your future self. That's where you want to bring your emotions and fixate there day after day. That's where you spend your energy from an emotional standpoint. And then just look at everything else in front of you, like earning a promotion, starting the dating game, fixing your health, whatever it is. Look at that as a game to be played, but don't get emotionally destroyed by that. And this takes daily training to get your mind to believe this and operate that way. So that's the third one, playing the game in a detached manner. And then the fourth and final step is to think about earning the right to leave the game and make your own. Soon you'll graduate whatever game you're playing. You'll succeed per your criteria. You'll win, right? But realize that when you've gotten to that point, you've bought yourself some degree of freedom and opportunity. So say goodbye to that past game and choose a new one. For example, going back to the corporate promotion path, maybe reaching the next level is important because it gives you options or a new level of financial cushion, something that you can invest with, a reputation that you can leverage and move industries, or hell, even start building your own thing because of what you've achieved. This is about creating your own game more and more. At first, you might be creating your own game professionally where you're building a side business and you've bought yourself some time, some skills, some ability to create that thing. And over time, that side business might actually grow into something that's a bigger game of your own design, where you are a full-fledged entrepreneur feeling full of purpose and meaning, and you're making great money as a byproduct of doing that. That's a game of your own design that you need to build towards over some period of time. But the whole idea is to play the game so that you can eventually leave the game and create your own, because that's what we all want in our hearts, is this freedom, this autonomy, this self-reliance, to quote Emerson, right? This is where we want to be as people. Now, full circle to where we started this story, back to my daughter. I started talking to her about treating school as a game. If I had seen high school as a game to be played, especially from moment one, I imagine I'd be in a better place right now. And I'm already in a great place, but I can only imagine what would have been unlocked if I had seen the game to be played it with the best of my ability, and then created a new path. And then that was the first game to be played. And then I'd play more of them, and I'd just see the world differently, like a chess master, always seeing the games in front of me, learning how to play them, playing them, unlocking new levels, and then eventually creating more and more freedom, creating a life of my own design. But again, can't go back and change the past. I can only learn from it, be my best self now, and then carry that message forward to you, to my kids. And I'm proud to do that right now. So when I was talking to her, I said, hey, listen, while all of your high achieving friends are making school their identity right now, often because their parents are forcing them to do that, she instead can sit back and look at school differently. View it as a game to be played, like that chess master, someone that sees the rules, understands the moves, how to get the outcome that she wants. You win this game, you graduate from this game, and then you move on to the next one and win again and graduate again. Think of it like that. It's almost like life is a video game, and we can just keep moving up, knowing how to win. Listen, I know I've played tons of games now over the last couple of decades since I started to see how this all works, that life is just a series of games to be played. And it's kind of comforting when you know that, and eventually that the games you play are ones of your own design, like you are the coder of the games rather than just the player. And now I'm really proud as I've created my own life and my own business, and I'm in 100% control of my time. I can show her how I'm playing my own game. And having her see my evolution is so priceless. It is worth everything. And I just really want to instill this in you, that you will be really proud of yourself for being someone that creates your own game over time. And again, it doesn't have to be just in business. As long as you are creating a life that's of your own design, one that you're proud of, not one that you're just plugging into, but you know how to do the right things in the external world, you know how to play by those rules, play those games so that you get what you want. And that's a beautiful life. You're going to have a lot of people looking up to you. And I hope that motivates you, because you're going to get real results, money, jobs, house, partner, all these things. But you also feel really damn good when you start to see the world as a bunch of games to be played and eventually creating your own. So I hope that idea helps you. Now, if you're at a point where you know you want to accelerate in your career and create something more of your own and be self-reliant and get out of just playing other people's games, I urge you to head on over to matthewdoan.com/talk and book a breakthrough call with us. This will be one of the most, if not the most, important conversations you've ever had in your life. Because if you're finding something inside of you which says, I don't like the way my career is unfolding and the impacts on my personal life, and you're admiring people that have so much freedom and joy and purpose and frankly, great money in their lives, this is the call you need to have. You need to have your breakthrough. When you book that call over at matthewdoan.com/talk, we'll get together for about 45 minutes and go through 3 things. Number 1 is we'll look at your current work situation. We'll look at what's working, what's not working, and why. Secondly, we'll look at what you want your career and life to look like instead. And lastly, we'll walk through the exact game plan that'll get you from where you are to that life and career that you really crave inside. The one that brings tears of gratitude to your face when you think about it. The one that excites you. Not just a mediocre, incremental step forward professionally and personally. Something that you are going to be so proud of. And 10, 20 years from now, your future self is going to be like, damn, I'm really proud of my past self for being so brave. That's what's in front of you. That's why I urge you, if you are not in a good place right now and you know you're meant for so much more, book the breakthrough call. Head on over to matthewdoan.com/talk and get started. All right, hope this helps. Let's get out there and play the right games for the right reasons and start building our own as fast as we can. We'll talk soon. Hey, Matt here. Thanks for listening to Uncage Yourself. For show notes and more content like this, head over to uncageyourself.fm. And if you liked what you heard, I'd appreciate you leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Until next time, be well, my friend.